Hey guys, this is Comic Uno, and today I'm doing Comic Uno's most anticipated comics for November. So let's jump in. Number 10 for me is Outsiders issue 1. I always want to see a really good Batwoman story. I like Kate Kane as a character, so to see her as the lead here, we got Luke Fox in the mix as well. Obviously, a franchise that is a cult favorite, especially for Batman fans. So I'm optimistic about this one. I want to see exactly where this is placed within the other Batman titles. Moving on to number 9, which is Spider-Boy issue 1. This is a book that has been heavily teased and hyped up because obviously he showed up in Dan Slott's previous Spider-Man run. He's like, oh wow, this is something different. This is a new character. Now we're going to officially see what his journey is all about and why we should be hyped up about him. And I'm curious as a Spider-Man fan, also where he kind of lies within the other Spider characters and other Spider titles. Number 8, which is the Holy Roller issue 1. This is just a fun concept. We get to see, first of all, Adam Sandberg from SNL is co-writing this, and I think another musician's writing this. Rick Remender's writing this. There's a lot of people, but the concept is just this guy who uses a bowling ball to be a superhero. I'm like, okay, that's an interesting concept. Kind of feels kooky in all the right ways. So I'm curious to see, is it going to be comedic? Is it going to be more serious? We'll see. So moving on to number 7, which is Luke Cage, The Gang War issue 1. I'm always looking for a good Luke Cage story. I think he's always a fun character. I also like Jessica Jones, so hopefully she'll show up as well. And see how he's going to be connected to this gang war in general. We don't know much about what's going to happen with that Spider-Man arc, but it makes sense because Luke Cage is mayor. So how is he going to be involved? Is it going to be more superhero stuff? Is it going to be more political? What is this book going to be about? Moving on to number 6, which is Punisher issue 1. I loved the previous Punisher run. I really liked how different it was, where it took Frank, and now I'm curious to see what that follow-up is going to be with a new Punisher and exactly why Frank's not involved and is it going to be connected to the previous run? Is it going to be something completely new? I am just very curious about all the mystery and question marks that surround it, and also my friend Dave is also doing the book, so that's cool as well. Moving on to number 5, which is Dark Ride issue 9. This is not an issue 1. Usually I try to do issue 1s or things ending, but this is a beginning of a story arc. So this is the new arc for Dark Ride, and I just love this book. I'm a big fan of theme parks. I love horror, so to see that mixed together, and every issue moves really well. Williamson is very good at doing that. He's great at his pacing on his book, so I'm not surprised that's happening well with Dark Ride as well. Moving on to number 4, which is the Amazing Spider-Man Gang War First Strike. I believe this is probably a prelude one-shot to the actual gang war. Excited to see some grounded Spider-Man stories. I've always enjoyed this side of Spider-Man when they do tackle it, so I want to see exactly how this is going to be different, how this is going to affect Spider-Man as a whole. Moving on to number 3, which is Spider-Woman issue 1. I love Jessica Drew. Honestly, it's been a long time since a Spider-Woman book has disappointed me, which is definitely a positive. I've loved every run that's come out, and I hope to feel the same way for this one as well. It's so great to see Jessica get the spotlight, and I think there's so many interesting things to do with her, just because she is kind of disconnected to Spider-Man, and she doesn't always have to belong to the Avengers. They can really tell their own story with her. Moving on to number 2, which is It's Jeff, the Jeff-verse issue 1. I love Jeff. I think he's such a cute character, and Kelly Thompson just writes him so well, obviously, as the creator of Jeff. Yeah, she writes him so well, but she's also just a really good comedic writer. So if you want a little comedy in your life, and you just want a little cute land shark in your life, go check out Jeff. Moving on to number 1, which is the Supergirl Special issue 1, written by Mariko. I love Supergirl being super. It's one of my favorite comics ever. It is my favorite Supergirl comic out there, and I want to see her write Supergirl again. Exactly what this one-shot's going to bring us. Also, Skylar Patridge, I believe, is doing the art for it. Another wonderful artist who has worked for DC Comics before. I'm stoked for this book. I hope this means maybe there's possibility to get more Supergirl from this creative team. I want to see exactly, what the one-shot's setting up, why we're getting a one-shot, but also just seeing Mariko back on the character. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Let me know in the comments below what are the books that you are most excited for this month. And this is Comic Uno, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.